All right, let's get into our paper review now for the day. Journalist Gani Balogun joins us now. GKB, it's good to have you join us this morning. Welcome.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
Yeah. Right, let's start right away with the Punch newspaper. The headline here, the boldest headline here says, how federal government governors shield indicted judges from sanctions and prosecution. Buhari, Yari, Ganduje, others failed to punish judges. The NJC is coming up with this revelation. What is going on there? What do you think?
What's going on is that those who come to equity must come with clean hands. And there's a saying in Yoruba that if push comes to shove, something will give. The government at every level knows that if these judges were allowed to really come out and say stuff that they know, the country will burn. So what they are trying to do is what they call trying to give them a soft landing, not only to protect the judges, but to protect themselves. You must remember that in the last few months, NJC itself has served more as a policeman than a protector of judges. And the role is now reversed. It is those who are supposed to move in and punish these judges who are assumed to be corrupt that are now shielding them, while the NJC statutorily required to deal with them. And the one are complaining they are not allowed to do
their job.
To do the duties.
Now we have another headline here that says the federal government plans 7.9 trillion naira budget for 2018. That is going to be almost the same thing as the budget for 2017 budget.
But what have they done with the 2017 budget? What's the performance like? Remember last year they were patting themselves on the back. They've done about 46%, 50% of the budget at the end of November. But we are now at the end of July. I don't think we've done 30%. Most of the roads have been abandoned. Those who are moving back to sites are doing skeleton work.
Exactly.
And things are not really moving the way we want.
All right, so the Nation is reporting on this one that is on the front burner of national discourse right now. Senators under fire over power devolution vote. And of course, the issue of, the Senate passing self-serving bills. Is that what it is right now? Somebody's already asking, is the Senate afraid of restructuring? So many questions following
That
this.
the Senate is voting to protect itself is shocking. That's what they've been doing since the day they got there. They are one of the most notorious set of self-empowerment elements that we have in this country today. And it's funny because the original idea of the Senate, from where we took the idea from, was for elderly, sedate people who have seen it all, to curb the excesses of the younger, more vibrant House of Representative members who tend to be more
exuberant.
Yeah, but now the role is reversed. It's the Senate itself that is behaving like kindergarten, and House of Reps is behaving more like the matured part of the House. All
right, I wonder how exciting this one is to you. Senate approves $1.806 billion Chinese loan for rail projects.
We will not go anywhere as a nation until we solve the transport infrastructure. Fine, some of the things we are using is already old school compared to what is coming out in China or in Japan. But we have to start from somewhere. And once the rail is not working, a lot of things will not work. That's as simple as that.
Okay, let's move to the Daily Sun now. We're still talking about Senate reps under attack here. Ohaneze, Afenifere, Atiku, San condemned National Assembly for not approving more powers for states. Well, that has been on almost all the papers today. But one of the issues there on the papers here says our encounter with Buhari in London by governors. We remember that some governors went to see the president in London. Two sets of governors went to London recently, and there are other comments and reports saying that the president might be back soon.
We'll be hearing that now for about 3 months. And soon is as soon as it gets. So we are not really excited until the day
he returns.
TVC tells us that the man is back.
And we can't wait to tell you that. Oyegun is reporting from the Vanguard here. Buhari building up stamina to face national challenges. And there really are so many challenges waiting for him to tackle.
Yes, the acting president has been tentative at best, which is understandable, because there are limits to what you can do if you are in an acting capacity. But I think that given the level of our development as a nation, we are doing the right thing. Let the man come back and do his job.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get to the last paper here this day. Very disturbing headline here says 48 bodies of Chad-based oil explorers recovered after Boko Haram ambush. Now, the acting president of Shibajo meets with security chiefs and has ordered them to go back to the northeast and all of that. Now, this contradicts the report by the military headquarters yesterday when they said that oil explorers were rescued, rather.
They could not give us the picture of the person that was rescued. We are becoming a country of believe what I say, not what I do. And that's the tragedy of our reality. Because the military is supposed to be the last beacon of stability in this era of anything goes. And they too have fallen for the bug of trying to do the PR before the sun is set. Remember, they told us that the Boko Haram has been technically defeated. And that's about a year ago, and we are still here losing our people by the score.
Well, it's good to know that the FG, the federal government, has suspended crude oil exploration in the Chad Basin since that
basically
has become a totally volatile
an abuse of process.
region.
It's just one or two people trying to look for money where there's none.
Gani Balogun, GKB, thank you so much for joining us on the paper review this morning. We do this every Friday.